People only see what they want to, so don't be your own fool.
Time to scout. Go as one! Scatter! Crush! Rack and ruin! Beg for mercy. Shudder. Springboard. Crush. More speed. I condemn you! Shudder! More speed. Freeze to the core! Beg for mercy. More speed. More speed.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome, Oishi. I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. How Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry, I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today.
How difficult it...
Oh, well, historically, we also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Kuching?
Correct. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to...
Oh?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Shaylon!
Jack, fancy joining me? You'll be a
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too.
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien,
Huh? Yelan, you and...
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easy. So, how about this?
deal. Well, you guys take your time. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei is a wealthy young... Try to keep all that in mind.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Qi.
Let's leave that until we get to... All right.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide.
More speed.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done. Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so you 2 are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I trust you've read through my manifesto. I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult.
Mind your tone, Mr.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or...
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my—
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingboa's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingboa is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more.
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great!
We'll see. Let's go.
More speed.
Join me, adventurers.
More speed.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Qianwei went on to focus on his business, and Mingbo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Zhi was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tien?
Qianwei was referred to me by an old friend. Mingbo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for Zhi, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing, and gradually as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Zhi came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up.
I don't know, Uncle Tian.
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't a...
Sounds like you sure love fishing.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and
Fresh fish soup. Sounds...
doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Jury purchased when we've been fishing recently. That flavor makes for a fond memory.
Oh, combine.
Let's get back to the matter.
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Jury's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair, remember.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. So, it's gonna... His manifesto was written well.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit.
Huh? So...
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to... For example... Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They were, as my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. It's...
Nothing can take that.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's back.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jury?
Zhi, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Come on.
More speed.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead, and neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lin Long. Come on, let's follow. Try not to let him see you.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Lin Long.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone...
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well, come...
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's...
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity without batting an eye.
Ah, yes, Jury. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the...
Wow, she's with...
Society for Fish Price Research. I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We've heard about a certain Zhi who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently.
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora, so I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And just...
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you.
What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you.
Really?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably 'cause it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Genshin Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True, but the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign. Right, and that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu'ai. That's the worst case scenario.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the even if we asked.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the whoever is secretly helping. Come on.
adventurer. What should I try?
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and...
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we got... Oh, this reading is giving time at...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back, that means you finished...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up.
Don't drag this out. Just tell...
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult, but here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but
to validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbo at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbo is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbo to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbo gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's...
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheongshu Pool redeveloped. Cheongshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheongshu Pool. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you...
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Cheongshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a... Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where...
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we... What about Zhi-Yi? Is there another side to him too?
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
What's this? A Diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
Emotions are like a raging torrent that surges through the mind. More often than not, if you try to hold them back, you'll be swept away by their unstoppable force. And if you try to ignore them entirely, you'll end up tearing yourself to pieces.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. Look at these ashes. Someone was—
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have...
The odds of that are very slim.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Fort?
We can't count on that. To me, that—
Darn!
Make no mistake, I smelled some— Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as—
Really?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold— Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of— When that fragrant ink is burned, this is— Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown, but it's all I need. Now—
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's— I sent him to look into Zhi-Yi's regular contacts. Since Zhi-Yi likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhi-Yi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight—
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhi-Yi once—
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder—
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is— Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Zhi-Yi, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailings.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do—
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, tomorrow morning I'll be sure to arrive on— It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates, and now it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future? And taking—
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing—
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to find—
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind no—
Oh no, if we get stuck here—
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got—
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quick.
So Zhi— But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Auto reconfiguration is an essential function.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's sport? I guess Zhi didn't let his guard down.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense—
What?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine.
Xinyue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that— I figured that if we— So I stopped Upe.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll Let's go to Xinyue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but—
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich— This gentleman ordered it in
Liquor and wineware.
Where to?
Shigu Antique. Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wineware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken...
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhi, but...
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell...
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of...
It's not like you didn't...
My specialty is information trading.
Yelan, oh, if we can't figure out where Jerry went, there's nothing.
If so, it's no...
What do you mean?
First of all, Zhi isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it... If he was just looking to celebrate by himself. No. This is a victory feast. Held in honor... Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a... Now where might we find...
Fatui officials. Should...
Have both
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to...
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance... In which case, we don't need to change tactics.
Great idea!
But Lady Yelan...
I'm well aware. Stick to your orders.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea... If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui official...
The key here is consumer psychology.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the...
Qingshu Pool?
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Since Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters, most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being...
Oh no, we gotta...
Let's go. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this place in the past. The workers left an emergency. Still, be ready to fight at any moment.
Don't worry, we're all... By the way, Yelan...
They have other things to take care of.
What's that? Join you for a walk? Why not?
Understood.
Crush! Your life is mine!
Cascade!
I swear by my sword! Beg for mercy!
Be still!
Crush!
As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Shudder!
I see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador. That must be the emergency access route, right?
Cascade!
More speed.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Time to scout.
Game's up. Time's over. Busted.
It's nothing.
Take it easy.
The water's gone down.
Beg for mercy.
Don't waste my time. It's nothing. Don't waste my time. You wait. Submit. Give up.
Crush. More speed. Shudder! Flood of frost!
It's time the victor has been decided.
Here comes the catch. Gotcha.
Take it easy. The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
The door is open. Let's go!
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up. Quiet now. Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Crush!
My daily chores.
Wind, hear me!
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Oh, sorry. That went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But, I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. what was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle T.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tian Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we... Aside from Qing Shu Pool, we also have some other requests for you.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's what a nasty guy!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture...
Excellent liquor. We've, seen no progress on the diplomatic front, but soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu. No matter how hard, the only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes, under normal circumstances, the gap between you... Just look at your two competitors. Chen Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll
Yes. I cannot thank you.
Heck, when you're not in the company...
Uncle Gao said that Zhi has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time. So the Fatui persuaded him that he should act. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. How well this goes for us.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it.
Whoa, this is the good... Huh? Zhi, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
You...
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down.
You imbecile.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door, I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives. The ruins will collapse.
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was... but things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led... Faced with the... It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating... Of course, none of that will have...
Zhi.
A record? Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. He has been eyeing your position. Sweet dream.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything.
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Monsieur. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them—
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as it— Nothing else you wanted to add?
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name.
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can— I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origin—
You still don't get it, do you? What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tian was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you— out of everyone in the world.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Genshin. I'll have someone remove the—
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. Don't worry. Get some rest.
More speed.
We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. Even if an antique is priceless, the happiness it brings lasts for only the moment that you obtain it. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees.
More speed.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve. Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clear.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yue High Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had a... I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. In the end, even he changed. But when I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Zhi...
I have to admit, he's a smart guy. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk. But Zhi was still... He chose that specific liquor from Xunyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. And he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to...
But that's still really...
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences.
How is...
Well, I mean, he's sitting in a jail cell. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal?
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinate. But once the Fatui became involved...
Well, did you?
Almost.
Uncle Tien? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere. With Yusupov in our hands, and a statement from Jur-E, we'd be able to gain control of Theo. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new... Why else did you think I was investing so much?
So, okay.
We got halfway. The first part, but when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone.
The Fatui must be spying on us.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't It's a pity that Theo...
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yensha.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved. All right, I'm done.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, but I'm sure if you keep going as... Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot. If you have any more questions...
Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing today's Ad Astra Abyssosk.
We'll discuss my fee afterwards.
Be still.
Tainari's place. Tainari's place. Ah! Here it is! Sino! Sethos! Looks like the whole gang's here. Oh, and Layla's here too! But, oh, she doesn't look too good. Did something happen?
Ah, Paimon, Traveler. It's good to see you. I'd welcome you like a proper host, but I'm a bit busy at the moment. Apologies. No need to look that worried. My observations indicate Miss Layla's condition has improved quite a bit. There's no danger to her mind. She's just fatigued and needs some rest. Excuse me for a moment while I blend some calming incense. I'll let you two explain the situation.
All right. What happened was, Sethos and a few members of the Temple of Silence rescued Layla, who was out in the desert trapped in a state of
She had to be rescued? Oh,
That's all you're gonna...
That's all I can say about it.
The moon.
She's been repeating that phrase over.
Her symptoms are...
Tainari is...
the good news is, even if a storm... we should let Miss...
Good idea.
All right then.
Who did the Ajalena?
Hey, Jer. Still musing about Aji nuts, huh? Want me to have Sino come over and tell some jokes? Might help distract...
No. No need. I'm done. Don't encourage him.
Well, sorry for interrupting.
Hold on. So, what's the deal with the Agilanok nuts? Other than the bad Sino jokes.
We'll get to that. But first, introductions are in order. This is Jer, a member of the Temple of Silence. And you remember...
Of course.
Awesome. Could you go over what happened to you? Might as well join since you're here. Just hear him out. You're gonna...
Well, I was on an expedition in the desert not too long ago. Later, it became obvious that... In my panic, arms and legs flailing about, I suspect I touched some things I shouldn't have. Because in that brief moment, an enormous amount of information... I would hesitate to use an analogy. Sorry.
It's fine. We're getting to that part of the story anyway.
True. Well, just as I was on the verge of madness, a single phrase broke through the storm of thoughts in my head. It was a man's voice saying, "Don't eat."
What?
I know it's hard to believe, but that's what happened. I was saved by the phrase, "Don't eat Ajalainak nuts." I'm not sure. I'm not even certain it was a man's voice. It's hard to remember now that I've been repeating it so much myself. Anyway, the good news is I no longer feel like my head is going to explode. Of course, the bad news is that phrase has been stuck in my head for the past few days.
Wow. But doesn't it have the opposite effect? Like, the more you say don't eat it, the more you want to eat it?
Yes, that's exactly right. Whoever the voice belongs to, I don't know what his deal is with those nuts.
Well, the world's a big place. There's bound to be people who don't like sweet stuff.
I suppose. Strangely enough,
I'm starting to think the voice belonged not to a man, but a cat.
A cat? How?
That's the question, isn't it? What would a cat be doing in an abandoned ruin like that? Just as my mind was reaching its breaking point, I could have sworn I heard the sound of a cat guiding me to exit. But when I came to, all I saw was endless desert, and Sethos shaking me in a desperate attempt to wake me up.
I'll admit, it was pretty terrifying seeing you like that. Staring off into space and mumbling about Ajile knocknuts.
You sure don't sound terrified.
Sorry. It's not that I don't care. It's just kind of hard for rambling about Ajile knocknuts to sound menacing. Now, what Layla was saying, on the other hand, exactly. The unknown is what breeds fear. Ajile knocknuts are familiar. But the moon suspended above us at night? That's about as foreign as it gets.
Well, we don't know that for sure. There could be a whole other world inside an Ajile nut, with a moon of its own.
Huh. I guess.
Ajile nuts are not to be underestimated.
Right, yeah, of course. Won't catch me disparaging the mighty Ajile knocknut. No, sir.
Huh. So, a similar thing happened to Layla then?
Yeah, I think so. I was in a hurry to rescue Jur, so I put a marker on the incident site so we could go back and investigate. When his condition stabilized, we doubled back around to check and... Exactly. Multiple victims with the same symptoms. So, after we got Layla out of there, I had... Speaking of, Sino, Tainari and I are going to head back there and investigate once Layla is stable. So, as per usual, that's for sure. Because the story doesn't...
Oh, as I followed the cat, I thought that was strange. Records of my ancestors.
That's right. And the home of Tainari's people. Plus, as the temple's... But it turns out, a lot of people... See? Knew you'd join. But yeah, Tainari should be done...
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew by.
How are you feeling? But don't speak if it's too taxing.
I feel like I... Whoa. That's your normal? Traveler. Oh. Huh? You don't have to apologize. No, my head would... I know you're trying to figure out what happened to me, but...
Does your head still hurt?
No, I feel fine. I'm still hearing those words in my head. It's just... Oh, one moment, how many moons are there?
Sethos, did your friend Jur suffer from memory loss too?
Not really. He remembers touching something. Someone talking, a voice mentioning too late. Did you hear it too?
Huh? Nothing.
Which, a single sentence...
Still not a lot.
Oh, is your head hurting again, Layla? Sometimes I don't talk, so...
Ah, I see. But I don't think we need to dwell on that for now. We're gonna check out the site of the incident for ourselves, so that should help us come to our own conclusions.
Then...
Sure. But if your condition isn't stable...
Of course.
Well, I'm more
You say that like I'll evaporate on first contact with... Call it cure... Anyway, besides, it's...
So long as our doctor doesn't...
Well, if that happens...
All right, well... Jur and I are gonna head back to the Temple of Silence.
Sounds good.
What about you, Layla? If you feel like you need more rest, I can arrange a room for you to stay in.
enough of you. Besides, I feel a lot...
You sure?
Don't worry. I have other things if I don't...
I'm not so sure that's... a much better idea. Of course, if anything starts to feel off, come back for a checkup right away.
You'd better listen to him, Layla, or he'll feed you tasteless slop as a
Punishment? You're the one who caught a cold. You're supposed to eat light when that... Besides, with your note...
Huh. And here I thought it was an...
Oh, right.
Don't worry, Paimon. I understand.
The...
You'll have to call a plumber. Tell them someone's got a... pipe.
This is get... Put a sock in it already, please. Paimon's done with this game. You win, okay? Let's just get out of here. Please.
All right, you stay safe. I'll try to stay sane.
Total of 5.
Moons. Azulenok nuts. Moons. Azulenok nuts. Are the moons going... nuts? Oh no! Looks like Paimon's caught the brain bug too! She can't stop thinking about those two things! Oh, Paimon's gotta clear her head. But how? Aha! Got it! The cafe over there! Why don't we head over for a quick... wait! Oh, sorry. Hey! Huh. Well, she'll just have to... You sit tight and take care of Layla, Traveler. I'll be right back.
She's pushing... saw right through me, huh? I apologize for the sudden emergence, but I didn't have any other options. Well, that's so. For our sake, that's right. Layla, by the time she really... Quicksand? Looks like but... Well, oh, Layla. Don't be scared. I think this door can be opened using the device next to it. Just like I thought. Ugh, what was that? My head. It hurts. Is Layla waking up? No, that's not it. What's going on? It's too much. I don't understand. The ground is... Where am I? It's spinning. How many moons are there in this? How many? Okay, how many moons are there in this? How many moons? What's? How many moons isn't there? A cat? I think... I'm not hearing things. It really is a cat. How many moons? Does it? Well... And so, I followed the cat's cries to find my way out. It was quite a kind creature. It didn't even leave until the... Thinking back, it all started when I touched that device. I've heard fellow students, sometimes it's just a minor... still, carrying it up... No need to think. Well, and... Traveler? Did I fall asleep? Wow! Ha! Does that mean since Paimon bought this coffee?
A beverage that...
What? So you can... Beep boop!
Sorry. Hope we're not interrupting anything. Miss Layla?
Oh,
Ah, I see. And we...
no. Wait, where are you going? You just got here.
I'm going to
Which is...
buy coffee beans.
Huh? You're going too? Marak! Fine. Run off with him. See if I... Well, looks like I get you to myself. It's been a while, hasn't it? How have you been? So, a busy life... Oh, is something wrong? Ah, the desert's not always the friendliest. Don't... But I've worked on... Ah, well...
Yes.
Excuse me?
I do the amount.
Ah, yeah. No, now look what you've done.
The problem in the...
Wait, you were listening earlier? Oh, we're giving the silent treatment now? Mature, very mature.
Continue, Miss Layla. I'm curious as to how this incident unfolded.
What did I tell you? This one doesn't have enough to do.
Alright.
Could you still use some...
Huh?
That's right. I think my experience studying desert mausoleums could be of some use. Besides, I consider you all to be my friend.
Wait.
Oh, please.
Well... This suitcase of yours has been jumping at the chance...
You,
Mechanical life...
Huh. Now that you mention it...
That could prove...
You're sure you want to...
Oh, I'm sure. All the more reason to... Our pleasure. It's a plan, then. All right, we'll head back. This one hasn't been on a trip.
I'm not worried.
Would it kill you to help?
I do help.
Oh, of course.
Goodbye, you.
We'll see you soon. Oh, and Kave. Well, we're pretty close to the academia now. Thanks for the coffee, Paimon. Right, with the blessing of the stars, I hope we all get a good night's sleep.
Ah.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. Ah.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of
Ah.
always brightens my The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. Ah.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
These parts are safe for sure.
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was... Ah.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
Ah.
These parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes.
These parts
Now
are
to
safe
start
for
reeling them in. Ah.
parts are safe for sure.
The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day. The sight of shiny jewels always brightens my day.
These parts are safe for sure.